All right, good day, everybody. Um, Welcome to the official launch of Africa Tech Startup Forum. Today we'll be taking you through the program and just giving you some insight into what it's all about. This is sort of what we'll be discussing over the next 45 minutes. And we will be finishing up with the Q&A at the end. Looking forward to presenting to everybody here. We've got some great speakers today. So Golden Mahova from Indorama Works, Josh Choi from Korea Startup Forum, Lara Rosmarin from Uber Africa, and myself will be emceeing this program and giving you some information from our side. These are the four partners of the program, and we'll run you through that as we develop. So just to give you a little bit of a background to start, the Africa Tech Startup Forum is a market access and acceleration program. It's designed to prepare, train, and expose and connect tech ventures across Africa with opportunities. This event is taking place virtually and in person, so there are two parts of it. And it is aiming to showcase their awesome tech innovations coming from the African continent, and really give them a platform to showcase what they are doing to the world. We have collaborated with various experts from Africa and across the globe, who I'll be introducing you to today. And the idea of the whole program is that we are looking to create an ecosystem which basically nurtures and boosts tech ventures from across the continent. Just to give you an outline of time, this is the official launch today, so it's officially opening the applications today for the program, and it will run until December this year. So it is a 10-month program that we are running throughout the course of the year that will develop as we go. Just to introduce our supporting funders, you'll see them at the bottom of the page here. Firstly, the African Development Bank have supported this program and developed it. And they have been funded by COAFEC, who is the Korean Africa Economic Cooperation Trust Fund. So they are the funders of the program. And this is all supported through and powered by the Innovation and Entrepreneur Lab under the African Development Bank. So just this is a pilot program. So there we go. And obviously we have started with only 8 African countries for the first year. Just so that you know, this is a trial to assess how this kind of program can work. We are obviously those countries are as listed there: South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Morocco, and Ghana, and Egypt this year. So great group of countries. And really the idea behind it is so that we can start learning about the opportunities across the continent. So the reason it's only down to 8 countries for the first is obviously it's a huge amount of resource to put something together like this. It costs a lot of money, and it is a pilot project. We really have to manage our resources in the right way. We are obviously also looking at the strategic impact and feasibility of a program like this. We need to prove that this is an exercise that is really going to work across the continent and build the ecosystem. And we have to start that with a smaller group. There's a lot of learning and adaptation that's happening with the program. Penny, something on your side?
So sorry, Rex, I'm unable to make Lara the co-host as well, so she can't turn on her video.
Great, I'll do that right now. Thank you for letting me know. There we go. Thank you, Penny. So just, yes, to carry on, there's, as mentioned, a lot of learning and adaptation that is going on. We obviously need to find our rhythm with the program and make sure we are teaching the right and accelerating in the right way. But we've ensured this on the first program by bringing in some amazing partners, which I'll introduce you to today. And we're doing this from the get-go. There are a lot of partnership opportunities that we are foreseeing throughout the year, not just the ones that we've brought on now, but we'll really be assessing who else can partner with the program going forward. That is really a key takeaway of the program, to see how we can get the various ESOs, incubators, accelerators involved in the program. And then at its core, it is a proof of concept. So starting with these 8 countries is really to prove that this is something that is needed on the continent and it really works. And there's a real strong return on investment and a positive return on investment. So just to give you a highline idea of what the program involves, it's 160 tech ventures that we're working with across the continent, and that's around about 20 tech ventures from each of the 8 countries. We are working, as mentioned, with those 8 lead countries. There will be 2 cohorts, so it starts with 160, and then as the program develops, the top 20 will be selected for a second cohort that gets taken to an in-person program in Seoul, Korea at the end of the year. There's a 120-day training sprint, which our partner Uber Africa will be putting together. So really accelerating companies and getting them ready for investors and buyers and the various business matchmaking programs that we're running throughout the program. We'll be running 2 demo days, 1 investor day, to see if we can secure some investment for our ventures. We are also pushing a B2B meeting program that will happen throughout this program virtually, and then those top 20 companies going to Korea will benefit from in-person meetings at the event. We're saying 100+ meetings, but we are really looking to drive that a lot higher during the program. So we will be running this B2B matchmaking program. 20 travelers will go over to Korea, as mentioned. So we are those will be selected later on in the year. And we have 8 program partners at the moment. And there will be about 5 pitch competitions that happen throughout the program, both between the virtual program and the physical program. Just to start introducing our partners, there are 4 key partners of this program. Our lead in the project is Indorama Works, and they are a leading economic and development consultancy based out of South Africa, but run multiple programs, really fostering the African ecosystem across quite a few industries. And they'll be leading from the top of this program. Our career partner this year is Korea Startup Forum, and what an amazing partner to have. The largest ecosystem of startups in Korea. They also run the largest event in Korea for the startups tech startup ecosystem, which is Come Up Korea, which is the event that the 20 top startups will go to at the end of the year in December. Uber Africa is our training partner, so wonderful to have them on board, and Lara will present to us today on what they do. Years of experience and very well established across the continent, running many programs. Really focused on incubation, acceleration, development, and often finding investment through these programs for many of the startups and ventures. Just a bit about us. Catalyze, we are a leading engagement agency, so we do take companies to events all over the world. We do business matchmaking, so putting you in contact with the right investors and buyers for your products. And we really focused around driving Africa into the global markets. That is our mandate as a company. So to start with, our first speaker today is from Indorama Works. As mentioned, they are a leading economic development consultancy. They're passionate about fostering innovative business ecosystems across Africa and really want to enhance value and deepen impact on the continent. Golden Mahova from Indorama Works will be presenting to us today. He's a professional with extensive experience in international development, particularly in the fields of market systems development, agribusiness development, and value chains analysis. Golden, please, can you join us on camera? And I'll hand over to you.
Thanks a lot, Rex, and a very good morning to all of you colleagues from across the continent. We are delighted to have you today. Am I clear enough, Rex?
Yeah, we can hear you very well. Thank you.
Awesome. Next slide, please. So the first question is, why are we doing what we are doing? We are doing what we are doing because our continent has got economic and population growth imperatives that we have to attend to. Firstly, when we look at our economic output, we are sitting at 2.9% of global GDP. If we then compare that with our population, we are sitting at 16.7% of the global population. So think of it as giving each one $1. If we have to give the 2.9% GDP economic output to the 16.7%, we can already see there's a problem. We need to push that number up, and that number is going to be pushed by innovation. And innovation is driven by the private sector, and the private sector are the enterprises that we are talking to today, and the enterprises that you are incubating and accelerating to their growth. So the intervention that we're coming up with is really about identifying those innovative tech solutions driven by the indomitable spirits of the tech entrepreneurs that we then nurture and expose to the market in a manner that they've not been exposed before. Next slide, please. But having said that, we can also see that our tech startup ecosystem is one of the fastest growing ones. If we look at the Startup Genome Report for 2023, we can see that Africa had a 227% increase in early stage funding amounts received, which demonstrates there's a thriving tech startup ecosystem. Secondly, when we look at fintech, it is the highest growth subsector on the continent. And globally, we are known as a continent for nurturing innovative fintechs. And we can see that it comprises 41% of total technology startup deals between 2018 and 2022, which is a phenomenal contribution to the tech startup ecosystem, and we expect more. And what is also very interesting is that the tech startups on the continent are not just addressing the commercial imperatives, but they're also addressing the social imperatives. And having that twin engine business model that addresses commercial and social imperatives is quite commendable. And we all know about some of the big deals that have been closed on the continent, OPay in Nigeria, as well as Flutterwave in Nigeria, that have closed significant deals. And we can see the valuation that Flutterwave has now as a result of its growth, because it's addressing a critical need on the continent. Next slide, please. Having said that, we also have to recognize the fact that there is a lot more work to be done. When we compare ourselves, we can see that North America and Asia are leading ecosystems in terms of value, exit value, and we are sitting at the bottom. And we need to rise in all dimensions. As we can see from a performance perspective, there's a lot more work to be done, but Africa is rising and is ready for business, and we are here to do it together with you as part of this ecosystem. Next slide, please. When we drill down into the ecosystems and do it by country, we can see that Lagos is our leading ecosystem on the continent, followed by Nairobi, Cape Town, Dakar, and Accra. I should indicate that in this particular graph, Egypt is recorded in a different region. This is only sub-Saharan Africa, but Egypt would pretty much be within the same league as Lagos, Cairo in this case. Next slide, please. Rex has already indicated that we'll be taking the top 20 from the court to South Korea. And the question may be, why are we taking them to South Korea? Look at the performance of Seoul as an ecosystem, innovation ecosystem, compared to our ecosystems on the continent. So clearly we can learn a lot more from a well-developed and mature ecosystem, and hence we'll be taking 20 of the best from the continent, from Egypt, Morocco, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and South Africa, to go and learn, but also not just learn, but also pitch their innovations to investors, but also identify potential partners to work with from the Korean ecosystem. Next slide, please. So to make all this happen, from the Dynamics team, we are going to be contributing the following individuals. Myself as the technical director on this project, and Precious Mahove as the contracting manager, Privilege Zawere as the project manager, and Courage Shumba as the male specialist working with you across the continent. So we look forward to working with you. Thank you very much, and back to you, Rex.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Golden. Our next speaker up is Josh Choi from the Korea Startup Forum. Josh, can you join us on camera, please? The Korea Startup Forum is Korea's largest startup membership organization. It's grown from about 50 members to more than 2,279 startups and partners where it stands at the moment. As mentioned, KSF also runs the leading startup and tech industry event, Come Up Korea, which we'll be attending at the end of the year. And Josh will be leading all our operations that happen in Korea at the end of the year, with the study tour, in introducing us to key partners, and involving us in the B2B matchmaking. Josh, can you join us online there?
Yes. Okay, so thank you very much for having me today, and I'm very, very pleased to be part of this important event today. And I'm also very happy to introduce what Korea Startup Forum is and what we're doing, and also what you can expect from Come Up, and also give a little bit of a landscape in the Korean startup ecosystem here. So as Rex introduced, thank you very much for your kind introduction. The Korea Startup Forum is also the biggest startup founders community, but also is a membership organization with a nonprofit. And as you mentioned, we have more than 2,000 startups from very early stage startup to unicorns. And also most of the major unicorns are our board members. And then I'm working as the head of Global Growth Center of Korea Startup Forum. Also, I'm the executive director of Come Up, which is the biggest startup event in South Korea. So in the Come Up team, we've got 13 full-time members. So next slide, please. Yeah, so a little bit of overview on the startup ecosystem in South Korea. South Korea is really a startup-led innovation country. So a startup-led innovation is one of the key elements of economic growth, especially for last decades. And if you see the number of unicorn startups in South Korea for now is 22. And then if you look at the top 15 mobile applications, among these 15 mobile applications, 5 mobile apps are made by startups, which I think is quite impressive, because all over the world, if you look at the actually top mobile application, mostly YouTube, like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Of course, there are also major apps as well in South Korea, but we've got very interesting mobile applications made by startup for food delivery and also secondhand goods marketplace and etc. So actually the startups are really leading innovation, and they're really changing, making changes in our life and everywhere. And also total venture capital fund in last year is $5 billion, which was pretty much decreased compared to year 2022 because of economic downturn, but mostly was until 2022, the venture capital size is kind of $10 billion, which is one of the really top level in the world. And the number of startup investment last year was more than 1,000 cases, which means that nearly 1,000 new startups actually succeeded in funding. Okay, and then yes, so if you look at the top 10 industries in terms of the number of investments, healthcare is the biggest industry, and the manufacturing and content social and food, agriculture, and the e-commerce, logistics, and green environment, especially green environment. For the first time, they are ranked among top 10. That means that energy, environment, ESG issues is really getting more important. And also, I heard from Golden that in the fintech is the rising sector in Africa, and the fintech is always among top 10 industry in terms of the number of investments in startups. Okay, and the next slide, please. So South Korea's, we are very interested in also African startup ecosystem. So basically, South Korean government main focus have two pillars. So one is to advise African countries to build a really startup-friendly policy and regulatory framework based on the our success use cases that we have done so far. And also, second part is to empower African entrepreneurs to scale up their business by providing a lot of interesting opportunity for them to expose themselves to our startup ecosystem. Also can learn, also get partnership from our startup ecosystems. So some of the use cases are we have built the Youth Entrepreneurship Academy in Uganda, which was a very successful government-funded program in South Korea for more than 10 years. So we are actually exporting this program to different countries, especially in Uganda last year. We successfully launched it, and then we selected 20 young entrepreneurs who had been trained in this academy, and then they had a chance to come up. And also Senegal Entrepreneurs Acceleration Commission Program, which also is funded by the South Korean government. So we worked together with the Senegal-based accelerator, and then we selected 10 founders there, and then trained and mentored them. And then they also were invited to come up 2023 to have a chance to pitch their business solutions in front of a lot of investors and potential business partners. The next slide, please. So about ComeUp, last year we've got nearly 1,000 applications for our own ComeUp startup competition program. Of course, the selected startup from this program will have a separate chance to have a pitch in front of a lot of audience, but this is our own program. And then nearly 200 startup teams have a chance to pitch on the stage. Among 3 days, we've got more than 20,000 people visited, and then nearly 1,000 bid matching meetings were held. And also news articles, nearly 1,000 new articles were distributed internationally, and YouTube views, if you can see, here like more than 2 million views. And also more than 1,000 investors came. Also, we've got a lot of sponsors as well. So this year will be taking place, ComeUp will be taking place in December in a bigger venue. Also, we've got a lot of interesting partners. Also, we also expect participants from nearly 50 different countries. So Rex, if you can play the video, maybe, yeah, if you have time, yeah. Okay, this is just a highlight of the event so that you guys can see how it looks. Can you make it sound? I think you were muted. Rex, you can unmute to make the sound. Yeah, well, yeah, even if actually we didn't have sound, but I think you guys already have seen how it looks. And then as you have seen in this video, it not only the biggest startup event in Korea, but this is really truly a global international event. So you guys can have a very diverse opportunity to meet with the really great people from around the world. So thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Josh. Great. So yes, Josh, we're super excited to have you on board with us. Just so you all know, Josh is an international expert in startup strategy to development. So his focus is partnership building and global marketing. So great to have someone like Josh really driving our work in Korea. And then just going into the next steps of our program before I introduce Uwe and their involvement. So there's various forum programs and initiatives throughout this project. Training is the one, and we will look into that shortly with Lara. But yeah, it's an incubation program really driving the environment for not just early stage startups and developed startups, but also ESOs, so accelerators and incubators during the program who are involved. There is a high-end B2B matchmaking program, which will be run by Catalyze. So we'll be connecting a lot of the people together. And this will be connecting you with buyers, investors, but also with each other. So I see a huge opportunity always with getting various people across the continent to interact with each other, because we find a lot of opportunity with co-production and opportunities in that space. And then, as mentioned, there will be demo and investor days that happen. So where we're sourcing investors, which obviously is a critical factor in ensuring that this is a successful program. So yeah, those are our key initiatives throughout the event. Now, just to introduce our third speaker, Lara Rosmarin is from Uwe Africa. Lara, if you can put your camera on and join us online. Just to introduce Uwe.
Can you see me, Rex? I'm here. Can you see?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Lara, thanks. So Uwe Africa is a non-profit organization, and they're dedicated to shaping the future of African societies through innovation and technology. So what more better partner can we expect than that? The organization focuses on business incubation, acceleration, skills development, and the creation of specialized innovation clusters to build future-fit, inclusive societies across the continent. Just to introduce Lara Rosmarin, she is a professional in business development and entrepreneurial growth. And she has a focus on empowering entrepreneurs, especially women, through technology and innovation. Thank you, Lara.
Thank you so much, Rex. And thank you to the other presenters. It was wonderful to hear from you and to see all the faces of the entrepreneurs on this program. Fantastic. We are looking so forward to working with the final cohort once it's selected. As Rex mentioned, my name is Lara Rosmarin, and I head up entrepreneur development and acceleration for Uwe Africa. And my particular vertical is called Uwe Accelerate. I think Rex has really covered a lot of the pieces that are here up in this first slide for you to read, but we are really an ecosystem orchestrator. We've been in the market for more than 23 years. We really understand the growth trajectory of entrepreneurs and ventures, really from ideation phase to build and grow and scale and beyond. We have presence, as you can see on the map, in Johannesburg. We have a skills campus in Cape Town. We have our biotech hub. We have a Khayelitsha hub. We have a Salt River skills campus. And we have an office in Rwanda, which is soon to be coupled with our new biotech lab that's going to be built in Rwanda as well. We have a passion for working with entrepreneurs and really helping them to build and grow. Next slide, please. Just a picture. Okay. That's just a picture of some of the team. There's myself, who heads up this particular business unit. Koshni heads up the ops for me. You'll meet Bronwyn, who's our senior project manager and really pulls everything together. And we have Rihanna and Shlomo, who work together with us as program coordinators. Backed by this, which isn't in the slide, is we have a huge marketing team. We have a finance team, and we really have an amazing group of individuals that help us pull all the programs together, including mentors and coaches and facilitators. Next slide. So just a little bit about our training process. I know it's quite small on the screen, but we really involve various different parts, and we deploy a hybrid training model. We're going to equip the entrepreneurs on this program with skills, with knowledge, with technology, with new ideas, new ways of thinking. And we're really going to work together to give you the resources needed to help you to move to the next growth checkpoints in your entrepreneurial journey. We're going to be running training and workshops, and they're going to be divided into the categories that you can see below. We'll have pre-training and workshop analysis to see what it is that your particular business would need to move you forward. We don't believe that every business needs the same thing. It needs to be a customized approach. Tools and knowledge is really to help you work on where your business is at and what we need to move you to the next growth checkpoints, to really look at your leadership skills and where that's going, your business plan and your strategy. Then we'll move on to market research. We need to know what's happening in your space. What are the other providers doing? Where are the gaps? Let's do some more research together and see how we can fast track that. And finally, to commercialization. What I'm seeing a lot of is amazing ventures that are going to VCs and funders and angel investors and presenting their businesses and are coming home with no funding. And it's not because their businesses aren't necessarily ready. And it's not because the funders don't want to invest. It's largely due to the information that's being provided isn't provided in a way that the VCs and the investors can make informed decisions. So we're going to help you with a financial proposition. We're going to help to ensure that the businesses move to cash flow positive as soon as possible. Look at your business model optimization and see what's next before you go to that pitch. So we're going to work together with you on the whole value chain. I think that summarizes it. And thanks for me. And any questions, just pop in the chat. My email address, I'm sure Rex will make available as well if there are any questions, and I'm sure Rex will facilitate that connection. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Lara. Great. So I haven't properly introduced Catalyze, briefly mentioned it. We are a leading engagement agency. We specialize in events and business matchmaking. We've been taking about 500 African companies to international markets per year for the last 10 years, and doing a lot of business matchmaking at those events, also bringing hosted buyers in. So yeah, many years of experience in driving that. We also are partners with two leading programs. So we are the co-founders of Africa Games Week, which is the largest gathering of African game developers in the world. And it's been an amazing development in that program over the last 6 years, really showcasing Africa across the globe. Another event called Ocean Innovation Africa, where we bring ocean and blue economy companies together, or innovators in that space, to drive opportunity into international markets. And really our forte is connecting people. And if anyone asks me, I always say we are a communications company. We communicate very well with people. So my team is extremely good at that. To introduce my team, who you will be all chatting to a lot. So as the program management team, we'll be the most in contact with all of you, and really driving your involvement in the program. So firstly, to introduce myself, obviously, I'm Rex Bowden, so I'm the program director, and super excited to have a chat with all of you and meet you in different parts of the world. Penny is our candidate manager. You see her name is Penrita Pershad, but everyone calls her Penny, so she'll be in contact with you a lot. Penny's been working with us for many, many years. I've led many delegations of tech companies to big shows around the world, like GITEX in Dubai and London Tech Week and various other things, and has worked a huge amount on Africa Games Week in the past few years and doing a lot of our business matchmaking. So she's our candidate manager for this program, and she'll be doing a huge amount of work with you to ensure that you are involved in the program throughout. Kiara is joining her and underneath her, as well as Narina, and they will be our coordinators. So also very involved in contacting you. Kiara will also be very strongly involved in setting up meetings for you and making sure those meetings happened. Kiara just helped running our meeting program at Ocean Innovation Africa 2 weeks ago as well, and did an amazing job there. So you're in great hands with her. So just to outline our services, to what we'll be involved in over the next 10 months, 9 to 10 months with you. So at its core, we will be chasing everyone for applications. So we'll be phoning you, making sure you get your applications in, that if you've got any problems with them, we'll be the support services with there. Then we'll be doing your assessment of your applications. So we will be looking at them, seeing if there's any missing things, if there's something that we don't understand there that we can't present to the board who's doing the selection, and just making sure everything works. Maybe your videos aren't working that you have to present and submit with your application, or there's something wrong with that. So we'll be checking and cross-checking all of those things to make sure it all makes sense and everything's in. And then we'll be feeding back to you saying, yes, your application has been received, it's 100%, it's going in, or maybe it isn't 100%, and then that's when we'll come back to you and ask you for certain information. Or there might be something from the board that says, we just want to check what this company actually does, and we will be feeding back on that. As mentioned, we are a communications company, so we'll be communicating through the whole program with you. So whenever something happens, if there's a training schedule, we'll communicate with you on that. If you are applying for something or there's a meeting that's happening, we'll be communicating through the whole program on that with you. We are doing all the coordination. So we put this webinar together, and we'll be presenting that to you guys as well, also sharing these slides with you. So we're doing all that coordination. And then at its core, we are the whole program support services. So anything goes wrong, we are the ones that take the blame, and we are the ones that are making sure it all comes through for you. Just so you know, there are some strange lines coming onto my presentations. Forgive me for that. I don't know what is happening there, but we are, so as a cohort, and once you've been accepted, each startup of the cohort is going to get a page like this on our website, which you'll be able to look at, Africa Tech Startup Forum. A little bit of a bio on you and some information about the founder, some products information, and just information about your stage of your venture as well. So both startups and ESOs will get information on there. You'll see a little button on there called Engage, and that is a platform for matchmaking that you will click on, and it will take you over to the platform. This is a matchmaking platform, so specifically for you guys to connect with each other, with investors, with buyers, that'll be on there. So once you guys will be profiled and put onto being selected, you'll be put onto that platform and be able to connect. And then that goes through with all your details and a profile of your company onto that platform. That's when our team will take over. So we utilize this platform for many other programs, and it's well tested. And we will set up those meetings for you, coordinate them, and make sure that those meetings are happening. If there's any problem with it, we'll be responsible for sorting that out with you guys and making sure that it all works. Great. So just to give you information on the timeline, so you're aware, we are now in application period officially from today. So from today, you'll be able to apply. We suggest you apply as early as possible. Always like those companies to come in quickly, because if there's anything wrong with your application, we can ask you questions, we can verify, just make sure that it's right. But it is open until the deadline of the 19th of March, that should be April. The 19th of April is when it will close. So please be aware of that. After that, there's an assessment period. So over that assessment period, we will be checking all your stuff again, making sure it's all right so that it gets it ready for the board, the selection committee to choose those 160 ventures. That selection process is about a 2-week process that will happen at the beginning of May. And we'll run it through that so that we can get to an approval date of the 20th of May. And after that, we will start sending approvals to everybody and getting commitment forms. We will require you to sign a commitment form. That is key. We obviously want startups and ventures that are committed to the program, that they are really behind it, that they have to join all the training sessions, they're involved, and that's got to play a huge part, your commitment to the program in being selected to that second cohort of 20 companies that get funded to go across to Come Up Korea and the Korea Study Tour. We will publish the list on the 27th of May. So once we've got all those commitment forms, they have to be in by the 24th of May. Otherwise, we will look at replacing. So we will go to publish on the 27th of May. And be aware, we're expecting quite a large application for this. If your commitment forms aren't in by the 24th of May, we will be replacing pretty quickly and having a list of companies as a secondary list of selected companies. So we will be pushing over to that. We will go to publish on the 27th of May. And then from then, the training program starts. And that really starts with the gap analysis of looking at your companies and finding out what you're all about, and really working out who you are and what you need from the training program. The training then cracks off on the 1st of June and runs until the 31st of August, with matchmaking sessions happening throughout those. Those are virtual trainings, virtual matchmakings that are happening throughout that training session. The second cohort then gets selected in September. And from that selection, we go into pre-tour training, getting you ready. And that happens over October, November. So there's further opportunity to prepare you to meet people, what to have in place, how to pitch, and what is expected of you when you go out to Korea. There's been a lot of questions of key industries for the program, what we're looking for. So the real focus from African Development Bank has been 3 core sectors. Ag tech is number 1, health tech is number 2, and fintech, obviously, is such a strong industry across the continent. However, that is not saying we are only looking at those companies. Please, we are looking for very interesting other technology companies and ventures to get involved. We really want to see something different. We often find in a lot of our programs that we send people overseas that those sore thumb products are the ones that really get picked up. So a great example of that is we've taken a lot of food companies to international shows in the past. And one of the times we took a cosmetic company to a food show, and they got more orders than all the other food companies put together, because people said, wow, look at this different company. It's really exciting, something that we wouldn't expect here. So we're really looking for some exciting products on the side of that. So be it biotech, game tech, ed tech, we are really excited to see what else we can promote into the markets. So how to apply from this stage onwards. So as mentioned, applications are open. It's a very straightforward procedure, and that's the timeline and process line at the top. So there is a requirement for a video. It's a 1 to 3 minute video. You can record that on YouTube. You can record that on Zoom and then push it over to YouTube. It's up to you. If you've got a better system yourself, please make sure you do that. However, that video has to come through to us as a YouTube or Vimeo link, please, not a Zoom link, because then it starts becoming very difficult for our selectors to click and open those. So please put it through. If you have problems with it, let us know. We'll show you, but it is very easy to record a video of yourself on Zoom, and it records directly to the YouTube cloud, and it gets you onto the system straight away, and you can just share that link. But the more creative the video, the better, for sure. It's obviously more engaging for us, and we see the work that you're doing behind it and ambition of your company. We are taking applications types from tech startups and ESOs, accelerators and incubators, because there's going to be programs specifically for ESOs and accelerators which we'll be doing as well. So we really are looking for the ecosystem from across Africa to apply for this. As mentioned, introduction video, please get that through to us. It is the first step, so you cannot move forward if you do not have that. We really need great product information, so be clear, outline exactly what your product is, make it simple, concise, understandable for us as well. You can always put a website link there as well, just so we can have a look at your website and make sure that your product is ready and developed or created. We need financials, so that is a key, but please know we will be keeping all of this information very, very secure and locked up, so not accessible to anyone other than the selectors if they are requesting that information. And then we will need acknowledgement and consent from you. So that is the final step, to confirm that you acknowledge and consent to us utilizing your information for the selection process. So next steps, we really want you to apply now. So please, that is the application form is on our website, africatechstartupforum.com. So very simple to just go to that. That is a QR code as well that you can scan now. Hopefully that little squiggle doesn't mess with it, but it should allow you to go across to it. Otherwise, if you're having any trouble, please get in touch. We love it when people talk to us. It is the best show of interest and excitement about getting into a program. So please, get involved in that. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for your time. I see Eric is drawing on my on my slides, which is not so fun. But thank you very much for your time, and we'll be in touch with you. And there is some time for Q&As we'll go through. Penny, have you got some questions there for us, or Golden?
I have two for now, Rex. Is there a limit to the number of people that can attend the training if the company is selected?
Look, the training is happening virtually, so those people can join on their computer and join. Maybe Lara, if you're still there, or Bronwyn, if you could maybe let us know if that is any issue with that.
I can't start my video, but I can unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can see and
There
hear
we
you.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So there's no limit of the number of people that can then attend those trainings, and we'll structure the trainings accordingly. So we'd love to have all of you involved. Thanks.
Penny, anything else?
You. Is using
Sorry, Rex, if I may just maybe add to that response.
Yes.
That we need to then have the designated person who is actually part of the 20 from that country. So the others can join, but we need to know that Rex is the one who is signed up, and then the others can join and benefit from the training.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So we can't have Rex coming in this week and then next week he's not there. He says, "Oh, Penny's attending for me." We want Rex to attend throughout the whole training curriculum. Over.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I just want to agree with Golden there. Just to say that the strength in the program is going to lie in attending all the workshops and being present, but that would be the expectation of the businesses that are coming on board. So Golden, I absolutely second what you say.
Yes, any others, Penny?
Yes. Is using Loom videos allowed, or is it only the YouTube link that can be submitted?
No, so we require you to put it onto YouTube. So if you are recording on Zoom, there is a way to actually then put it onto YouTube from Zoom. So please upload it onto at least Zoom for us.
Okay. Can tech and innovation hubs who are ecosystem enablers at the country level apply?
Yes.
Is there an opportunity for activating collaboration with country level innovation hubs, and what roles are to be expected?
Great. So we actually touched on this in our incubation meeting on the 15th. We really want incubation hubs contacting us and getting involved. We see a huge involvement in them, not just in that they're getting accelerated and getting access to market, but also that you are supporting your startups in your own country. So we will be looking at selecting a large group of ESOs for this, incubators, accelerators, and then coming back to you and working quite closely with you to support your people on the ground, your tech startups on the ground, with the idea of in the future driving this program a lot harder across the continent in person.
So since training is going to be virtual, will it be live or pre-recorded?
It will be live.
Any specific company technical assistance to be provided? What is the scope?
Technical assistance in what sense? I guess in watching something. Look, I would. That's where my team comes in with Penny and them. So anything that gets presented, we will. If there is an issue and you can't get on, our team will be behind it, making sure we find a solution for you. Be it something that's a secondary link that's published onto YouTube when it is going on that you can have access to. We'll make sure that that is there. But we are expecting you to be able to get onto the various platforms that are used to present. That's obviously you all being tech companies, we hope that you are quite tech savvy in that and in what you are doing. But if there are issues, that is where my team comes in.
Perfect. This is a good question, Rex. Can we get feedback before elimination? Is there suggestions or criticism to assist us to strengthen our application after you've assessed it?
We will we'll have to have a look at that. We will come back to you on it, but we will give feedback stating if you have been approved or not. We are dealing with 160 companies that have to be selected, so be aware that there's a lot of people to deal with. But yes, we will have a look at that as an option.
Are startups at an idea stage able to participate?
They can apply for sure. We're looking for amazing ideas and concepts to come in, so we will definitely have a look at them and assess them accordingly. You know, we are looking on the lookout for that amazing product, and we've got the selection committee as a group of experienced people in the industry, so they will be able to pick up on something that's really innovative, and even if it is not into market yet or has necessarily been approved. Golden?
Yeah, I wanted to go back to the question on the technical training. I see, I think it has been reposted again, that perhaps the reference was to the training within the cohort, the first cohort, that actually there is going to be a technical training. You'll be organized by thematic areas, you're exposed to industry experts, and you're also going to get training from South Korea. Josh is also going to come over and participate in the training in terms of exposing you to what's required and what would work in South Korea, so that you build that into your business model as you are being trained over.
Brilliant. Thank you, Golden. Penny, have you got any more questions for us?
Yes, someone has asked what financials will be required as we're a new startup with only being a few months old.
So we are look in the application process, you can state what kind of financials that you have and able to give. We do need to see some kind of reference to what you are, like what kind of backing you have as a company. So we will need to see some kind of a management accounts. Does not necessarily have to be audited financials. Audited financials are obviously better, but we'll need something like that just to prove that you are in existence, that you are a company that is set up and working.
Thanks, Rex. Another question is, sorry, it's gone. Our education system for children with physical and mental disabilities are under development. Does this program help ECD stage?
Lara, would you be able to give some comment on that?
Can you hear me, Rex? Just
Yes.
say that again to me, please.
Penny?
Penny, just read it exactly, the wording.
Okay. Our education system for children with physical and mental disabilities are under development. Does this program help with ECD stage?
It could, Penny. I'd have to have a proper look at where it's going, but it could. And my advice would be submit, apply, give it a go. That should be my advice.
Thank you, Lara.
Okay. Rex, what will be the fate of companies that fail to go through the second cohort selection to SOL?
Unfortunately, that's the end of their journey for the program. We will be, however, showcasing stuff that happens in Korea with access to the market in Korea. So we are looking into some virtual programs. So if there are some pitch competitions and presentations and stuff in Korea, we are looking into making those virtually available. So you'll be able to watch what the ongoings are in Korea. But realistically, at the end of August, and then after September, with some other matchmaking that happens, there will that will be the end of the program. Golden.
Yes, and I think as opposed to thinking of it as a waterfall, think of it as you are already going into a program that is very rich, and you are going to be exposed to other tech entrepreneurs from 7 other countries. You are going to get collaboration opportunities. You are going to participate in B2B events where you may even find investors while you're still training. So South Korea is going to be icing on the cake for the top 20 that go, but it doesn't mean that those that don't go are not benefiting. You still have B2B events that are also happening. Rex mentioned the Engage platform, where you actually get to connect with other entrepreneurs, but also get to connect with potential investors. So the program is rich in itself. And then the Korea bit is a layer that is for the top 20. So we wish you well to be in that 20. So don't consider yourself falling out of the 20. Think of yourself in the 20.
Thanks,
Thank
Golden. If we are in a beta phase already, can we submit for MVP 2 and 3?
So, seem to have a rogue on the system. Sorry, say that again.
If we are at a beta phase already, can we submit for MVP 2 and 3?
Minimal viable product 2 and 3. Yes, you can. Again, we are looking for really great companies that have investment potential. So if there is someone like that, that's great, and someone wants to develop and maybe find buyers and partners in regions, we are definitely looking for people like that.
Okay, and I have one more question. We have 2 prototypes in 2 different categories. Can we submit both?
Definitely, if it's 2 different I would say if it's 2 different companies, then yes, do it. If it's one company, please give us information on both prototypes in the application.
Okay. Who is the opportunity for, the target audience?
Say that again, sorry.
So somebody wants to know who is the opportunity for they want to know the targeted audience for this. The
targeted audience is investors, buyers, and both opportunities throughout the continent. So the opportunity to do co-production, collaboration. So it's really giving you guys the ventures opportunity to the global market and partners and investors.
Thank you. One more question. Are there any IP security measures for the startup company?
Golden or Lara, would you like to hone in on that? From what I understand, we are not looking to, there's no cost to be a part of the program. We are not taking on any ownership of IP with the program. So
Agreed, 100% correct, Rex. Yeah, so that does not fall within our ambit.
brilliant.
If I may add, Lara,
Yes.
So what we are trying to do is we've got two target groups. We've got the tech entrepreneurs that have got the innovations that they want to bring. Then we've got the accelerators and incubators that also want to learn how to manage their ecosystem in their respective country. So we are going to be recruiting those two groups. We are heavily tilted towards the tech entrepreneurs and a few incubators and accelerators. Then in terms of your ideas, they are your ideas. We are not taking any of those as has already been mentioned.
Agreed.
But we are also giving you an opportunity to think beyond just one market. So if you're in Egypt, now you have got the opportunity to collaborate with West Africa, with East Africa and Southern Africa, and vice versa. So the program is structured such that we are combining different country ecosystems into a continental ecosystem so that you can benefit, but also you interact with investors, you interact with other businesses that are looking for those innovations. So it's a rich program that really thickens the ecosystem beyond what your individual country can offer. Then on top of that, we then bring in South Korea, which also has tech entrepreneurs that are interested to collaborate with tech entrepreneurs on the continent. So that's another layer that we all get to benefit from. Whether you go to Korea or not, the online B2B interactions will also benefit you. Over.
Absolutely, Golden. I want to echo what you say, is that so many collaborations and partnerships develop from programs like this. And the cross-country pollination, the cross-acceleration pollination, I think that's an incredibly important part of this program. As much as everybody wants to be in those 20 that go towards the next level, there's a lot of other richness that's going to come out of this program in the steps moving towards that.
Thank you both. Penny, any others?
Last one. Just an out-of-the-box question. Are all the partners based in South Africa?
Yes. Well, no, because obviously Josh is based out of Korea, but the other three partners, Uvu, Indorama, and Catalyze, are South African based, but with extensive knowledge and working with the rest of Africa, as well as offices in other parts of Africa. Brilliant.
Thanks, Rex. That's all the questions.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We will be sharing this information across to people, and please, don't hesitate to contact our team. Info@Africa's Tech Startup Forum. One last question. Will have to be on the chat if they wanted to say something. This is not the end of answering questions. Please don't hesitate from contacting my team. They will come back to you on that, and we'll get all that information over to you. But really looking forward to working with all the ventures across Africa. Please, get applying today. It's all open. It's ready for you to start submitting, and you will also hear from a lot of my team who have probably been in contact with you already. So thank you very much, Josh, Lara, and Golden, for joining us today and presenting and your knowledge. It's been really great, and we will end this off now.
Thanks, Rex.
Okay, cheers.